Bonjour everyone, welcome to another diecast showcase. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a mix of recent finds, a little bit of online orders, and also obviously we're going to free a couple pieces. Basically very varied little lineup here of cars. We've got some Hot Wheels, we've got some Majorette, we've got some Tomica, some Maisto. A nice little list of cars to go through, and of course, as usual, in certain cases, we'll do some comparos as well, just to make sure that we actually get to check out all these cool things in comparison with same models from other manufacturers, which I really like doing. All right, so let's get started. We're going to start off with the aforementioned Maisto. So basically, this is a Maisto, but it's out of Adventure Force, basically the Walmart exclusive Maisto brand. It's nothing super exciting, but it's more of a pickup in views of setting up, displays and things like that. So I really like these because they're really cheap. These little Adventure Force tractor trailers or semis or however you want to call them. I do particularly like this model specifically. Looks a lot like a European flat nose truck. And I've got like two other ones like this, one in orange, one in blue, and now we've got the yellow one. It's the newest color variation that came out. And they're great for just displaying cars, basically. You know, you can fit 4 cars on here pretty easily, and it's got a rear opening door. We're actually going to open this one up. It's not exactly 1/64th scale. I'm going to guesstimate this is more of a 1/87th scale approximately. But the trailer, the way it's set up, is really made for 1/64th scale cars. So you got your packaging here, the box, clamshell, and the cardboard backing for the interior of the box. So here's your truck. There you go. Nothing crazy detailed. I mean, you've got little inserts for the front lights, or these could be the fog lights maybe, and these are the front lights. Kind of hard to tell. It can go either way because it is not a licensed casting. But these are great for display. So you just set that up and you can put all a bunch of cars on here. And as mentioned, the rear does open, so you can get creative. You can get creative on these. So yeah, so we'll leave that there, and we'll see if we have enough castings that we're going to compare / open to actually stack up on this truck. So first car, and the only regular mainline Hot Wheels that I managed to pick up was one that I did not manage to find, if I'm not mistaken, on a previous hunt. And card's in really bad condition, so we're going to free it anyways. We're talking about the Ford Performance Super Van 4, 4th iteration of the Super Van. First one was a first gen Transit on a GT40 chassis. Second one was the mid to late 80s Transit. Actually, no, mid 80s Transit, and then the early 90s Transit was the Super Van 3. I believe that Super Van 3 was featured in Top Gear and actually has a Jaguar XJ220 powertrain, which is awesome because at that time, well, Jaguar was part of the Ford group's, companies that they owned. Yeah, so this one's an all-electric vehicle, hence the Hot Wheels Green Speed, and it is a real van. I mean, it does 4-wheel burnouts. It's got over 1,000 horsepower. It's pretty much the same drivetrain as you would find in the 1300R version of the Mustang Mach-E that Hot Wheels does also, but basically it's got a van body on there. Very futuristic looking. No front details, but the rear is really cool. I really do like the rear details. It's quite cool. Black 10 spokes, it's real livery and everything like that. It's really a nice one. As you can see, card's got a nice bend here. Corners are frayed. So I mean, there's no use in keeping this in the package. So we're just get it open and set her free. Alright, so here's your casting out of that package. So, we have fairly light. I mean, the plastic from the base does go pretty high up throughout the body. But, yeah, overall, it's definitely a cool van. I really do like the rear end of this. Very, very cool. You can actually see the Supra van there in gloss black on the matte black rear trunk or liftgate, or however you'd like to call it. You've got some air passing through as well in the rear, as you can see here from the rear buttresses. And very Ford GT, the last Ford GT generation, inspired, I think. Obviously no exhaust or anything because it's an electric vehicle. Flat under tray, which kind of makes sense for this kind of vehicle. A little bit of a, there we go, a little bit of a whatever there. It's brand new casting for this year, so I definitely like it. I've always liked the Supra vans. I find they're very interesting concept vehicles. We'll keep this one here as a, let's see, a support vehicle. How about that? We'll keep this guy here as a support vehicle. All right, next up, the only other Hot Wheels non-premium that I picked up is this the Silver Series Fast and Furious Buick Grand National. Really wanted to pick this one up when I saw it, as I noticed it's the older GN casting, and I was very curious to know if it still had the removable front clip that this vehicle did used to have. So that'll be interesting to see. I'm not gonna crack it open today, or am I? I probably can crack it open. See, other castings are right here. So this I have in premium. This I have in 1/32 scale from Jada. This one we're looking at. This one I have a premium out of the box set. And this one's the peg warmer. It's always available, at least for the time being. And I have a few H1 castings. So there were 3 on the peg plus this one. Only 4 out of the series that were there. And I'm not super keen on picking up the Hummer, to be honest with you, even if it's a nice cast. So yeah, why the heck not? Let's open it up. See if we can actually take that front clip off. So the front clip, as you can see, is a separate piece. Definitely not accurate, that's for sure. But at the end of the day, I want to actually, oh yeah, it is removable. Nice. So you got some play value on this thing. What the heck? Yeah, that's a twin turbo V8. Definitely not the V6 turbo. Which is kind of weird because in the movie definitely it's made to, it's definitely a V6 that's under there. Kind of weak tampos for the front, honestly. They're very pale. The reason why I was really excited to check this one out here, put it right here for now, is due to the fact that there's also a 10-pack exclusive of the same car from the Fast and Furious box set, the semi-premium box set that came out last year sometime. But it's the new casting of the GN, the Grand National. And I mean, I love my G bodies, and I mean, I find the retooling of this casting is fabulous, simply due to the fact that the front proportions are now accurate, as opposed to the ones on the old casting that become extremely stubby if we're talking about the front overhang. This one has the 5-slot black wheels, which look absolutely great and fit the casting perfectly. Whereas this one has those new twin 5-spokes. We'll just put the hood clip back on. There we go. And quick comparo side by side of these two cars. You'll definitely notice that the front overhang is the biggest difference. The rear is pretty similar. I don't think they did a whole lot of retooling on the rear except for raising the roof back to the height it should be, as opposed to the lower one that seems to have like a chopped roof in addition to the removable front clip. So this is definitely like a almost like a tube chassis build, basically very custom, whereas this is just modified a little bit. So I mean, let me know in the comments which one you think is the best. I personally like this one better, as opposed to, oop, and there it goes. We'll put these on the truck like this, and there we go. So start stacking up the truck. Next up, we're gonna be looking at a couple majorettes. Yeah, let's do the majorettes right away. A couple majorettes. So these two casts have been on the pegs for a while in a couple stores that I frequent. And both of them were like, should I or shouldn't I? Should I or shouldn't I? Pulled the trigger on both. They are kind of color coded, one with the other. But they're both out of completely different collections, which is kind of cool, I find. Now, first one we're going to check out is out of the latest wave of the vintage line for majorettes. Third colorway for this one for me, and I did speak about this one last episode where I showcased some majorettes. We've got the Toyota Celica GT Coupe, the TA22 generation in GT livery, as you can see on that little stripe on the bottom. Definitely a nice casting overall. I do have the yellow variation, which was the first release. Have been unable to find the racing version, which I'd really like. And I do have the black version also in a gift pack of 5 cars, the vintage gift pack, or second vintage gift pack, the non-rusty one basically. So definitely a nice casting. You got the lens, the details, opening doors, plastic wheels and base, metal body, cool tri-spoke wheels, which do look good. They're very, old school, which fits the car very well, and it is a left-hand drive car. So not bad at all. I love green cars. It's one of my favorite colors for cars. With white, I think they're my 2 favorite colors for any car. So that's definitely a nice little piece to add to the collection. And a casting from Majorette that I did not have would be the 992 GT3 Cup. I did hesitate to pick this one up because Hot Wheels does a great 911 GT3 Cup in the 992 generation, which has been done in a couple colors now. We've got this matte black, which was second release, the blue one that I do have carded, as well as the red one that I also have loose. This is the street version, though, as opposed to the Cup version. And that's the reason why I decided to bite the bullet and get this one in the collection. It's because there are a few differences in regards to the car overall. You've got extra venting on the frunk, which is better depicted in the picture. You've got the rear cooling ducts, which are not present on the street version, as these would be present only on the turbo models, so GT2 and Turbo S. But yeah, if you look at the proportions, they're pretty much the same. I'm not sure if this is a true 1/6/4 because Majorette will vary on scale anywhere between the high 50s to the high 60s, and it's really 3-inch, so it's made to fit in the package. Cool fact about these two castings, they both have lensed fronts. Decos on the back are both done on the Hot Wheels as well as the Majorette. However, the Majorette does have opening doors. Which one has the best wheels? I mean, that I think is a question of taste. But I do find that the higher profile tires on the Cup version do suit very well, as the more meaty setup will allow for a little bit more sidewall flex and a little bit more forgiving when you hit the rub strips and whatnot on the track. Whereas the Hot Wheels one is definitely, the Y5 wheels are definitely very street spec, very low profile tires. Overall, cool, two very cool castings that I do enjoy And since we did a comparo with the Majorette versus Hot Wheels Porsche, why don't we go ahead and do the same thing for the Celica, as Hot Wheels does make a Celica casting. This one specifically is a multi-pack exclusive with the race number 22. And this is interesting because this is more of a race spec with the wide arches, the duckbill lip, the duckbill spoiler, the front lip, and the chambered front lights, basically. And of course the grille that's much more aggressive. Again, both have lensed fronts. However, the Hot Wheels here, since it has a side deco, does not have details on the rear, but the rear panel, trim panel, I guess, is part of the base, so it's in a contrasting black as opposed to the gray bumpers and the red paint on the body. Black hood on the Hot Wheels version with slight stain. Sorry about that. Let's get the stain off quick. There we go. A little bit of a dust stain there. Sorry about that. And yeah, looks great on the Steelies. Obviously, the casting from Majorette is much bigger. I believe it's a 157th or 158th scale, so definitely bigger. Hot Wheels is already big compared to the real car. So, but yeah, overall, two cool versions, race and street, and I'm happy because I never found the race version of the Celica that Majorette makes. Whereas I do have the street version in approximately the same livery and color from Hot Wheels, except the paint's metallic in it instead of being gloss. So that's a cool addition to the collection. Put the car here. Now obviously we're going to jump into some Hot Wheels Premium. Didn't find a whole bunch, but I did find a twin pack that I really like. Obviously it's the one that's least desirable from this set of three. It would be this Ford rally car or Ford Cosworth maybe themed twin pack. And I thought what we would do with this one, I will crack it open, but the reason why I want to crack it open is because I kind of find that the shell liveried Sierra Cosworth kind of doesn't really match super well livery wise with the Escort Cossi. By the way, this was from Boulevard. I never found this one, and it's one that I really like because Hot Wheels has reduxed this casting for premium for car culture, and it's the third variation of this cast. The first one that came out in the 90s, I believe, late 90s, had the weird roof-mounted wing that was part of the back glass, which I always found weird. I did have it as a kid with the Uno livery on there, and I just straight up chopped off the wing. And they did redux the casting in the Nightburners series, which I actually do have. The big problem I have with the Nightburners casting is that despite the fact that they fixed that whole dubious rear wing situation by making a big fixed wing on the back, as you can see, mind you, the details I did myself there. This is not like how it came, but there was no lights in the back. What I don't like is the shape of the lights, which are really an RS2000 Escort lights from the like 96 and up, basically, for the regular non-Cosworth front-wheel drive Escort. The Cosworths never got these lights, so it's weird in a way. Front's okay. I mean, the front is fine, although it's, you know, it's very, very rally spec as opposed to this one looking more street with the absence of fog lights. But what I thought I'd do for this, since the two-pack in question does come with the Sierra Cosworth, well, that now leaves me with two premium Cosworths that are in package. And I thought, why the heck not replace the red Cossi that in my mind is way too flashy with this one that complements the livery so well of that Escort Cosworth. Yeah, why not, basically? You know what? Let's get both opened, and we'll do a quick substitution. So let's start by opening the white Sierra Cosworth out of the Canyon Warriors. We'll set it down here for now. We'll open up this twin pack. This is the first twin pack I'm actually opening, by the way, guys. Try and not damage it too much. Just get everything open clean. Just so I can get that Cossi out of there. That Sierra. We'll do a little switcheroo. See if this twin pack looks better with the white Cossi instead of the red one. Alrighty. So, let's do a little switcheroo right away. Obviously it fits perfectly because it's the same casting. Let's put her back in the box. And voila. Tell me what you think, guys. Is this better? I mean, to me it matches better. I mean, you got the liveries that complement each other. You know, this is more of like a, almost like a Prova, like a test car look. Whereas this one's a full out WRC car. I find it's kind of cool. You know, this looks more tarmac spec. This looks more gravel spec. I mean, what's not to love? I find that it looks way better like this. Way, way better like this. Personally, I think this is a good move. But yeah, I mean, that's great there. All is great, but let's take the opportunity to check out the Sierra Cosworth a little bit more in detail. So it's got the shell livery, which is always a big win, right? It's just one of those iconic liveries where you put it on any car, and the car on which this livery is applied all of a sudden duplicates its desirability because of said livery. I mean, it's not as played out as the Golf livery, but I mean, in my opinion, it's getting there. There's a lot of special releases. You know, Sparky X Schuko collab with the Porsches. You've got even CCAs making 1/43rd scales of Golf and Shell specific cars. You've got a big Shell lineup from Greenlight. And of course, you know, you get your Shell releases also like this from Hot Wheels and other brands as well. I mean, Matchbox made a heck of a load of cars with the Shell livery. So, but this is a fine looking machine, except for one thing. Why are these windows so dark? And I mean, I thought when I got this pack at home and I looked at it closely that, hey, did they skimp on the interior on a Hot Wheels Premium? No, they didn't, because if you put it towards the light, you actually do have an interior in there. It's just, I don't know why they made the windows so dark. A little bit of black missing on the mirror there, but it's an easy fix. Besides that, QC is pretty good. I do like the slick tires on the 6 spokes in yellow. Very cool. Definitely something I like. I definitely like this a lot. So we'll put this guy here. Ooh. Yeah, not going to be holding a whole lot. Let's see, maybe I could shove him in there. Or maybe I could just reverse it. Nope, definitely doesn't want to go up. No, it's okay. It's okay. There we go. Just give him more room and really make sure he doesn't roll away. There we go. All right. And last couple pieces we're going to be looking at today are going to be a couple of online purchases I made that I have received. Still waiting for other stuff. Not a whole lot of other stuff, but a few little pieces that I'm really looking forward to add to the collection officially. But we're going to finish off by checking out 2 Tomica Premiums that I've received. First one we're going to be checking out is this really cool facelifted first gen Toyota Supra, maybe second gen if you want to consider it a whole different generation. So this is like the 87 to 8990 version. So pretty much came out at the same time as the Mark III Supra, and kind of like the Mark IV Supra versus the SC300/400 that we got in North America. Well, this was basically a luxury version of that same car. Box did definitely take a strong hit, as you can see. Ouch. And, you know, as usual, box art is great. I'll open this baby up. I already checked inside to make sure the car wasn't damaged in views of the shunt that it took. You know, it's always better to make sure. But the car is intact. Car is intact. Comes in a little non-sealed bag, which is fine by me. Here's your car. Look at that. So clean white. The commemorative edition in the red box actually is pretty darn cool, although it's getting harder to find. It's actually black with a gray lower cladding, so two-tone, which is very period. I just wanted the clean white one since I'm slowly amassing a clean white old school Toyota collection of Tomica Premiums. So you do see on the side here, it's a 24 valve twin turbo. These cars started off with the 2.8 liter straight six, the L28. Not the L20, sorry about that, that's a Nissan engine. Either way, the 2.8 straight six went on to the 1G GTE, which is twin turbo 2 liter inline six. Then it progressed to the 7M GTE, so the 3 liter turbo, same as we got in the US spec Supra Turbo. And it finished off with the 1JZ GT in the very final run. So that's definitely cool to know. So this one would be either a 3M or a 1J. Unfortunately, a hood does not open, so I wouldn't be able to tell you which one it is. Nevertheless, it's got great details with front and rear lens lights. Unmistakable 80s squared out styling. Good amount of detail. Not the best application of them. Some details are slightly wonky, like the alignment of the components on the front bumper. The lower half at least. Especially in this area. It's kind of a little bit crooked, but it's fine. And of course, doesn't have opening hood, but does have opening doors. And you got the oh so 80s maroon interior. Gotta love it. Right hand drive. Obviously this car seems to have been made for a person that does not have legs, as there's barely any room between the lower part of the seat and that steering wheel, which is actually a giant frisbee, but that's okay. I mean, we've got a Tomica basic interior and casting with a lot of additional details and correct plastic tired wheels. So you got the nice little basket weave style wheels there. Here's your base, 163rd scales, not quite 164th, but close. 2020 licensing date. And overall, it's just a car I really like. This is one of those cars that is not too expensive yet, and that's old school enough to really be desirable. And as long as you don't get the 1G GTE powered cars, the parts are pretty straightforward to find, and the 7M cars are definitely on the cheaper side compared to the 1JZ cars. But I mean, you know, if you can live with head gaskets being changed as frequently as rotaries need to be changed in RX-7s, well, maybe you can like this car. But overall, it's great. And of course, Tomica equals suspension. There you go. So that's always a very cool thing to add to the collection, Tomica Premiums. And the Tomica Premium that I'm especially happy to actually get would be this beautiful commemorative edition silver Lamborghini Countach 25th anniversary car, wingless in silver with the beige interior, with those beautiful Ozy Racing 3-piece phone dial wheels and all the body cladding and slats that you would like out of a Lamborghini. So, not to be confused with the earlier Countach models that were released in TLV, which had the opening doors and the opening rear engine cover. This one does not have the opening scissor doors. However, it does have the opening rear engine cover, which is definitely a plus. So we'll put this guy here, and we'll go ahead and open up this, again, little baggie, not sealed, to reveal this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Lamborghini Countach. Now, it's funny because Hot Wheels does this car in pretty much this exact spec, and it's one of those Hot Wheels that I'd really like to find, but they are hard to find. So, I mean, this was still available, although harder to find online. It was still available, and they do charge a little bit more for the regular red version in the black box. But I mean, I didn't mind paying the $5 more, because silver anniversary Countach is just a thing of beauty. Big V12 that you can actually take a peek at by opening that rear engine cover. There you go. Not super detailed, but it's there. It's well molded. It's just definitely lack of details on there. And yeah, as mentioned, beige interior, which is kind of different. You got the black dashboard too. And here's your base. 2020 license as well. 161st scale. There you go. Really good. And you'll notice as well the staggered width wheels, which is awesome. And the non-staggered diameter. This is how a staggered setup of wheels should be. And Tomica did a great job at it. So, there you go. Those are my finds for this episode. Hopefully you did enjoy. I mean, it's a lot of cars that we got to look at, to compare, different brands. Tell me which one you liked in here. What was your favorite? Any of these that you guys have in your collection? Yeah, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like, share, subscribe, comment, and I'll catch you on the next one. Happy hunting and stay safe. Bye-bye.